Welcome to my office hours for Call of Duty Zombies mode. If you're here, I suppose you'd like to hear some additional information on the topic as well as a few of my opinions. During my research, I got the impression that the story for Zombies mode was written as each map was designed. It kind of felt like there's a general guideline which the team worked with, adding details as they went. Sometimes they ended up contradicting each other though. This made researching the topic even more complicated because it led to fans making official timelines with healthy amounts of speculation sprinkled in. So for the main video, I used those timelines and the Call of Duty wiki as a general guideline. I then verified what was actually being said in the game by either playing it or finding video proof online. One of the more popular fan theories was that Richtofen was a member of the Illuminati, citing the pyramid eye symbolism throughout the Black Ops Zombies maps as proof. That could be pretty compelling evidence if you ignore the fact that the Eye of Providence was adopted by the Freemasons, not the Illuminati. And the Illuminati was founded by a guy who's upset that he didn't get invited to the Freemasons' secret little club. I am curious how the symbol became associated with the Illuminati in popular culture today though. Try Google searching Illuminati, you'll see what I mean. But saying Richtofen is an Illuminati secret agent because he can randomly get a reticle on a gun with the Eye of Providence on it is like saying I'm North Korean because I could get on YouTube and listen to Gangnam Style. I've also read that Richtofen says in-game that he is an Illuminati, but I've listened to over an hour of Richtofen quotes from the games and I've never heard him mention it, so I'm a little skeptical about that. Another fan theory so popular that it's on the Call of Duty wiki states that Shinonuma is located in Manchuria, China. At first I thought this was nonsense since it's clearly Japan, right? But then I realized that during this time, the Japanese Empire was actually in control of Manchuria. Well, that's neat, I thought, so I looked for the source of that information just to verify that it was accurate before I put it in my notes. So I searched high and low to no avail, until I stumbled across one of those official timelines that I like so much. It stated that according to intel found on the map Rebirth Island in Black Ops, Shinonuma is located in Manchuria, China. That sounds a little iffy, I thought. I'm a little skeptical that campaign intel would state the location of an old Zombies map. So I popped in Black Ops, played through the mission, and collected all of the intel. Afterwards I sat down and read through the intel, which stated that Japan had a biological weapons research facility in Manchuria under the control of Unit 731. Well, that doesn't prove anything, I thought, but maybe 731 was part of the fictional Group 935. That wasn't until I looked it up, and it turns out that Unit 731 was a real biological weapons research group with a main complex located in Pingfang. This actually fits perfectly in place for the Black Ops campaign story, which is about Russia using World War II research and scientists to create biological weapons. The fact that Russia wrestled Manchuria back from the Japanese Empire at the end of the war was a nice little piece of additional detail to add to Black Ops' alternate history. That, however, disproved pretty thoroughly that Treyarch ever said Shinonuma is located in Manchuria. Professor Tweedler 1, Wikipedia 0. In the original unused script, I briefly mentioned the Zombies map Der East from World at War likely took place in July 9th, 1945. Due to video length issues, that section ended up on the cutting room floor, like an unnamed Mexican spleen. I came up with this idea while I was playing through all of the maps, looking for any additional information that might help me piece together the timeline. When I got to Dries, I took note that the starting text box stated that you were near Breslau, Germany, which is modern-day Warclaw, Germany, by the way. I was stumbling around looking outside of the map when I realized that there was an eclipse. Well, eclipses are pretty rare, aren't they? So I paused and did a Google search on the history of eclipses, which took me to eclipse.gsfc.nasa.gov. To my surprise, there is only one eclipse which took place in a reasonable time frame that makes sense. One on July 9th, 1945, which would have been right at the end of the war. The website also brought up a map where I could select a spot on the globe and it would tell me the start and end time of the eclipse in that spot on that date. So I set the marker on Warclaw and found out that it lasted from 1:08 p.m. to 3:26 p.m. When I saw that, I remembered that there was a clock at the starting area of the map stuck on a certain time. So I unpaused and looked up at the clock, which was stuck at 2:15, smack dab in the middle of the eclipse on July 9th, 1945. I felt all smart and stuff, until I realized that the events of the story taking place before this was dated September of 1945, meaning that the real eclipse was 2 months too soon. Darn. It's a good theory anyways. I would also like to mention that there was some additional information from Black Ops 3 scattered throughout some of the maps, but I didn't really have time to pick through them, and since it is technically an alternate timeline, I wasn't too worried about it. That should just about do it. Thanks for stopping by for my office hours video on Call of Duty Zombies mode. See you in class.